Arsenal push for Victor Osimhen. Mikel Arteta wants a powerful number 9 as £60 million move takes centre stage. Arsenal are once again at the centre of one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer, with Victor Osimhen emerging as a major attacking target for Mikel Arteta. The Nigerian striker has been strongly linked with a move to the Emirates Stadium, and reports suggest that an offer in the region of £60 million could be enough to open the door for serious negotiations with Galatasaray. For Arsenal supporters, this is exactly the type of transfer that could transform the attacking department. Osimhen is not simply a striker who can score goals. He brings physical power, explosive pace, aerial ability, aggressive pressing, and the mentality of a player who wants to attack the penalty area at every opportunity. Arsenal have already strengthened several areas of their squad, but the question surrounding the centre-forward position remains one of the biggest talking points heading into the new season. Mikel Arteta wants Arsenal to become more ruthless in front of goal, and a striker with Osimhen's profile could give the Gunners another dimension. The latest reports indicate that Arsenal have discussed Osimhen's availability with Galatasaray. His name has become increasingly important as Arsenal continue to assess their options in the striker market, particularly with negotiations for other targets proving difficult. Mikel Arteta wants more firepower. Mikel Arteta has spent years building an Arsenal side capable of controlling matches, dominating possession, and creating chances. The next step is turning that dominance into even more goals. That is where Victor Osimhen becomes such an attractive option. The Nigerian international possesses characteristics that are extremely difficult to find in one player. He is quick enough to threaten defenders in behind, strong enough to compete physically with Premier League centre-backs, and aggressive enough to attack crosses and loose balls inside the box. For a team such as Arsenal, which regularly creates opportunities around the penalty area, those qualities could be extremely valuable. The Gunners have Victor Gyökeres as one of their central attacking options, while other players can also operate through the middle. However, Arsenal's reported interest in Osimhen demonstrates that Arteta wants competition and different tactical solutions in the final third. Osimhen would give Arsenal the option of playing more directly when necessary. Instead of always trying to break down a deep defensive block with short combinations, Arsenal could use Osimhen's pace and physicality to attack space behind the defensive line. That tactical flexibility could become particularly important in the Champions League and in decisive Premier League matches. Why Victor Osimhen? The answer is simple: goals. Osimhen has established himself as one of the most dangerous centre-forwards in European football. His career in Italy and Turkey has demonstrated his ability to consistently find scoring positions and punish defensive mistakes. His time at Galatasaray has been especially impressive. Reports published this month noted that he has continued producing at an elite level, while his performances have helped the Turkish club win major domestic honours. For Arsenal, however, the attraction goes beyond statistics. Osimhen's movement could change the way opponents defend against the Gunners. If a defender steps forward to press Arsenal's midfield, Osimhen can attack the space behind him. If defenders retreat, Arsenal's midfielders receive more room to operate. If opponents defend narrowly, his ability to attack crosses becomes another weapon. This is exactly why Arteta could see Osimhen as a potentially transformational addition. The £60 million question. One of the biggest talking points surrounding the transfer is the reported price. Several recent reports have suggested that Arsenal may need to offer around £60 million or slightly more to have a serious chance of signing Osimhen. Football Insider sources have claimed that a proposal above £60 million could potentially convince Galatasaray to consider a sale. For a striker of Osimhen's quality, that figure would immediately generate discussion among Arsenal supporters. Is £60 million enough? If Arsenal can secure Osimhen for approximately that amount, many fans would consider it a major opportunity. But the transfer fee is only one part of the equation. His wages are also expected to be significant. Reports have highlighted that Osimhen is earning a substantial salary in Turkey, meaning Arsenal would need to consider the complete financial package rather than focusing exclusively on the transfer fee. That could make negotiations considerably more complicated. Galatasaray are not ready to give him away. Despite the reports surrounding a potential £60 million valuation, Arsenal cannot assume that Galatasaray will simply accept the first offer. The Turkish champions have made their position clear. Galatasaray president Dursun Özbek has reportedly expressed a strong desire to keep Osimhen and indicated that the club does not want to approve a transfer that would harm its sporting ambitions. This creates a fascinating situation. On one side, Arsenal are looking for a world-class striker and have reportedly explored Osimhen's availability. On the other side, Galatasaray have a player who remains central to their plans and a contract that runs until 2029. Therefore, Arsenal may have to convince both the club and the player Arsenal's advantage. Arsenal's biggest advantage could be the player's potential desire to test himself in the Premier League. Osimhen has previously been linked with several Premier League clubs, and his name has been repeatedly mentioned whenever top English sides have searched for an elite striker. Recent reports have even claimed that Osimhen would be very interested in joining Arsenal, although those claims should be treated cautiously because the transfer has not been completed. For Arsenal, the possibility is nevertheless significant. The Emirates could offer Osimhen the opportunity to compete for the Premier League title, Champions League glory and domestic trophies while playing under one of Europe's most highly regarded coaches. Arteta could also offer him a tactical system built around creating chances for a central striker. What Osimhen could bring to Arsenal? Imagine Arsenal attacking with Bukayo Saka on one side, a dangerous attacking player on the opposite flank, Martin Odegaard creating from midfield and Osimhen occupying the centre-forward position. The possibilities are enormous. Osimhen could stretch defensive lines with his speed. He could attack crosses from wide areas. He could press opposing centre-backs. He could run into channels. He could hold up the ball. Most importantly, he could give Arsenal another player who wants to attack the 6-yard box. That final quality is crucial. A striker does not need to touch the ball 50 times per match to be influential. Sometimes his most important contribution is simply being in the correct position when the chance arrives. Osimhen has developed a reputation for exactly that, the Julian Alvarez situation. Another important part of this story is Arsenal's wider striker search. Reports have indicated that Julian Alvarez has been higher on Arsenal's list than Osimhen. But securing the Argentine has proven difficult because Atletico Madrid are reluctant to sell him. That situation could explain why Osimhen has become increasingly important. When one target becomes difficult to obtain, elite clubs must have alternatives. Arsenal appear to be doing precisely that. Instead of allowing the entire transfer strategy to depend on one player, the club is reportedly examining other elite options. Osimhen represents one of the strongest alternatives available, and if Arsenal believe that £60 million could be enough to start serious negotiations, the Nigerian could quickly become one of the most important names in the final stages of the transfer window. A potential Arsenal statement signing. Arsenal have already demonstrated ambition in this transfer window. The club has strengthened the squad with important additions, including Bruno Guimaraes, Piero Hincapié, Christos Solis,